Oh Lord. Tide ho. Oh Lord. Ho tide. Lord. Oh
Tide
my.
hole.
Wait a minute. Oh Lord.
Hey guys. Girl, they can't hear you.
Let me hear me.
They could not hear you. I could barely hear you, and I'm right here. Thank you.
Mhm. They can definitely hear me.
Oh no, they couldn't. They can hear that busted wig
Mhm.
though. Let's talk about that. Anyways,
You
you
know the one you
guys.
wearing?
Oh girl, I'm not wearing a wig. This is real. Anyways, you guys. I am Oh Lord,
And I am Taco.
and this is the T.O. show. We're doing something today. Hey, look at us. Um,
We, we are.
so we randomly decided I randomly decided to watch this. Um um Tired Ho has already seen it. I decided to randomly
You
watch
see
this.
all of it.
I'm not done with it, yeah, but I decided to just start on it
Mhm.
and give it a shot. I've been hearing really negative things about it, and a lot of that was like influencing me to not want to see it. But I heard somebody outside of those negative comments say something about it, and I was like, you know what? Let me give it a shot. Then I don't want to be that thing where I don't want to do the thing where you know how like sometimes you watch something, you don't watch something because other people have said some really really terrible things about it, right?
Mhm.
And then one day you give it a shot and you're like, this wasn't that bad. I don't get why people were
Yeah.
like making it out to be like, you know.
Yeah.
So I decided to give it a shot, and it's bad. Well, first and foremost, it's bad. Excuse me. And I know you guys are wondering, what are we talking about? What are we going on about? So today we are doing an episode where we give a very brief review of the Gerard Carmichael reality show. It
And
came
when
out.
we say it's not,
Go ahead.
good morning. How you doing?
Mhm,
I'm doing
mhm,
great.
mhm. Wig.
I would say it is so bad to the point that if you found someone trying to defend it, you will be questioning that person. It's
Yeah.
one of
I
those.
feel like
I think it.
well, let me say let's really correct that. I feel like if you find somebody who's defending it in a way that they're trying to give you a mostly positive review of it, yeah, there's some weirdness to that. Um, I I found myself fascinated by it in the way that you find um a car crash fascinating or a fight. Like something that's very this is not great, this is not positive, but I'm fascinated by where it's going. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, because
Yeah.
I have caught myself in certain
Mhm.
documentaries and especially shows like okay, because it's
Right.
like I do come to a point of I want to see the full completion on certain
Mhm.
situations, so I do get that. But I just couldn't do it. I could not
I get
finish
that.
it. And you never know, I might, but really, I just have no interest
Mhm.
in that, and I think it was very triggering for me because you know,
Yeah.
I've come out of a bad situation of bad friendship and having family issues and stuff like that.
And then kind of seeing something like this, it does kind of I can see that. I
It
don't
kind
take
of
that away.
so maybe I'm just too raw right now to be able to get into it. I mean, to
Mhm.
finish it off, but it is very triggering. So if you're going through a lot, for as dealing with a person that can be
Selfish
keep
and
coming out of the situation.
narcissistic.
Yeah. If you going through that, I would not probably want
Yeah,
to
I
check
wouldn't
this
either.
out. I would have a child
I wouldn't either. So,
because it's not good.
So the Jerrod Carmichael show reality show is 8 episodes, and it came out. First episode came out at the end of March, and last episode was May 17th. Right.
Mm-hmm.
It is created by Jerrod Carmichael himself. Eli B. DePries, who does a lot of documentary things, like one of his most known thing is probably couples therapy on Showtime, which is a couples therapy show where couples get therapy. It is what it is, you know. He also produced
Mm-hmm.
some other things. So mostly like he does a lot of things that's focused on documentaries and stuff of that nature. He did something about the blackfish, which was, um you know, a blackfish wig. Um
Mm-hmm.
that was really more so about the killer whale, the Tillicum, which and killer whale that was responsible for the deaths of 3 people, basically. So it's like he does a lot of documentaries on very interesting things. So Eli B. Desprez or something of that nature. I'm so sorry, I'm butchering your last name. And Ari Catcher does a lot of writing, producing, directing, and he wrote for Rami, and he created the show Rami, which is another show about a comedian, but it's more of a series. It's more of a series. He also wrote for a couple of episodes of Saturday Night Live, and he wrote the other Jerrod Carmichael show, which is called The Carmichael Show, which came out in 2015 and ended 2017. He
Mm-hmm.
created it, wrote it, and did the storyboarding. So, and the Jerrod Carmichael Show, which was the Carmichael Show, that was the one that had like David Allen Greer. Um, oh my God, what's her name? What's her name? Oh, I love her so much. It has Lil Rel Howery. Tiffany Haddish was on there a couple times, and Loretta Devine. Loretta Devine had Marla Gibbs. A bunch of actors. It was a bunch of black actors and actresses and stuff like that. Now this was
Wait, did you watch
before.
it?
No, no, this one was before he came out. This was like around the time when people were reading him a straight, right? And a
Mm-hmm.
little bit after he did a special on, I want to say HBO. Gerard Carmichael did a special on HBO where he essentially came out, and it was
Mm-hmm.
really popular. A lot of people really loved it. It's called Rothaniel. Rothaniel was the one that came out in 2022, and that was like a really gritty, raw special where he was basically airing a lot of his personal grievances and airing himself out, laying himself bare, basically.
Yeah.
And so they came back and it was like, hey, let's do a special, let's do a reality show. And so that is how we got the Gerard Carmichael reality show. Now, again, like I said, it is only 8 episodes. They are like 31 to maybe about 40, 50 minutes each. It's
Mm-hmm.
very mature. So, no children, please. Any child that is thinking about watching it, do not watch it. It is not for you. It is very mature. It is very mature. Not it's not Skinamax like late night television mature, but it's very mature. He does some things that are kind of like, oh, this is not for kids. This is not safe for work. This is not safe to show to children. Um, Not safe to show any of your family members that would not be pleased with seeing something kind of very sexual, because he does get very sexual throughout the series. He does get very sexual throughout the thing. So, all right. Now, if you want to, if is there anything you want to say about it before we get into our quick little review of the show?
Uh, well, like I said, once I knew that I knew he was having a special. I didn't know it was going to be like a documentary.
Yeah.
After that, or
Hmm.
whatever, because he did have the special, and I was trying to get into the special, you know, when because he adds it into the
Hmm.
documentary itself. So, I mean, I was trying to watch, and I was like, "Oh, this is not really
It's a
good." Like,
lot.
I don't think it was like he was white funny, and when I mean white funny, I mean corny, corny white funny. Like
Okay.
you know,
I
it
get
was
you.
like I can find white comedians that is way more funny than you. Um, and you know, this is the white corny he is. He's the white corny where I don't think he tries to be white corny. I just think he is
Right.
white corny versus a lot of comedian acts they put on for the white people. I just think he just is. And I remember just watching, like, okay, I really can't watch this. But I skipped to the part when he was talking about being gay and coming out and how that was. And I was like, oh, I feel so uncomfortable because it's like, is he really ready? It's like, I was like, oh, so I couldn't
Right.
finish it. So, but once this came out, I was like, okay, well, maybe I can watch this instead of that. So I can support him in some kind of way.
Right. I will say that okay, we're gonna get into our review by the way, you guys. So this is our review. If you haven't seen it, watch it. If
And this is a part review. We just had our first impressions on the first episode that we have saw. So
well, we
we
can
didn't
just
see
do a
all of it
review
yet.
just in general. I don't think you're gonna go back to it anytime soon, and I don't want to force you to watch it if you're not feeling it. You know,
Oh yeah, I was not. Oh, you already seen it, all right?
I haven't seen all of it. I just saw bits and pieces. I've saw like 3 or 4 episodes. I got to like episode 4 at most. And this
Mhm.
is just my review, my general review. I'll probably go back to watching the rest of it. But it's a lot. Um, so what I've been seeing from a lot of people is the discomfort with his thing about white men, right? And I do have an issue with it. Um, but not in a way that's kind of like I don't particularly care that much that he dates white men. I think that's the thing. Well, first and foremost, I don't care. You know, I can't alter somebody's thoughts and opinions about what they desire or what their preferences are or well not necessarily preferences because a lot of people misconstrue that word. It's not a preference if you don't want the alternative. It's a preference if you're like I aim for this but I'm open to other things. That's called a preference. This isn't a preference. This is just what he wants, you know?
Yes.
But I've been seeing a lot of people have an issue with that, and that's like the major issue. And I mean, that's fair. That's a fair assessment. I think we are kind of like in a strange place with Hollywood and representation of queerness, especially specifically queer Black men, where we don't see a lot of us in spaces where we are with ourselves, you know?
Yeah.
And so I get that, but I'm also kind of like, um, I I feel like I don't know if I would want to subject another Black man to a lot of the things that Jerrod Carmichael does in this. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I feel like the way he treats his boyfriend, what we've seen from what we've seen, right? The way he treats his friends, the way he treats his family, it feels like there's a bit of a selfishness in him or
Oh,
narcissism, narcissistic behavior. And it's kind of like I feel like I feel like the point of this documentary is to help him unlearn some of those things, but also bear that he is a terrible person, you know?
yep.
Like, one of the things that I've been seeing a lot, and one of the things that I feel is that the point of this is to make you uncomfortable and also to kind of make you not to not make you feel bad for him, but to make you feel bad for the people around him. Does that make sense?
Well, yeah, that's why I feel bad for the people. I want to talk to them. I think we need to have more camera time. So, girl, how are you? We need to have a document after the
Right.
document.
Right. Because it feels like there's such a disconnect with being empathetic to his fellow man And it feels kind of like he doesn't really realize or grasp that until somebody's like, yeah, but that's not how you're supposed to do these things. Like it's like, it feels like you have to be led to make the right choices or make the decisions that are actually positive for the people around you. Because I'm noticing like throughout this whole thing is there's this thing of he mentions it in episode 2, I want to say, or episode 3. Episode Okay, episode 2 was with the boyfriend, right? When he was doing the cheating, right?
I don't know. I watched that show when it first came out,
Oh
and I
yeah,
only seen like 1 or 2 episodes, and then I stopped. And you said it came out in when? What?
yeah,
March?
yeah. It came out
Yeah.
in
So
March, the
yeah.
first episode. Well, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so episode 2, I want to say, is when he deals with the fact that he cheats on his boyfriend. Episode 3 is about his friendships and how he is very selfish. And so you see a lot of him doing things that he wants to do these things with. He doesn't want to do these things for his friends, but he does them because he feels obligated to do them, but he doesn't want to do them. And
Mhm.
so in these things, you see him kind of rationalize, okay, I could just do what I want to do and they'll be fine. And then instead of being like, I'm going to apologize or rectify the situation, he would rather just not talk to that person for a while or
Yeah.
disappear or dip or cause them harm. And it's like you notice throughout, he causes a lot of the people around him that he loves harm. Like episode 2 is
Mhm.
all about the boyfriend and how he cheats on his boyfriend, but he's also like, no, but I love him and I want to be with him and I want something serious, but I can't stop cheating. And
Mhm.
it's like in episode 2, you feel bad for the boyfriend because he doesn't deserve that. It's like he seems like a genuinely nice and caring person. And you could tell that Gerard cares for him, but he also doesn't care that much for him. Like he's like, well, when you're not here, I mean, I need something. I need comfort. I need this. And it's like, "I- yeah, but you could you could wait. Like he can't be there with you 24/7 and it feels kind of like you're telling him if you're not there for me, then hey, I'm just going to cheat. And that just is what it is and that's okay, right? And it's like, no, it's not okay. I don't feel good about that. I don't want you to do that. I don't like that you do that. I feel like it feels like he is selfish. Yes, I was right. Selfish, like is selfishly moving through his circles and whatever y'all feel is what you're gonna feel until he realizes, oh, I messed up bad enough that I need to fix the situation. You know?
But I don't even think he fully fixes it. I think the
He
damage is so much
he
to
loves
well.
bomb. He love bombs in a way where he
Mhm.
kind of goes, okay, well, I got to do a grand gesture to rectify it. And then he also calls and apologizes and he's like, well, I know I'm a terrible person. I know I'm this. It's like you kind of love bomb, but you also grovel in a way that feels kind of like you're trying to do better, but you aren't doing better. You're just groveling and trying to fix the situation just enough to where, okay, next time I do this, you'll you'll be like, "Oh, he's doing this again." And you go right back to the cycle of I'm doing better, but I'm not actually doing better. I'm trying to fix the situation, but I'm actually not going to fix the situation or change. I'm going to slightly change. Maybe. Who knows what I'm going to do? Like it feels like that's where a lot of this goes. And I felt found myself feeling uncomfortable and bad for everybody around him. Now I haven't
Mhm.
met the parents, but I hear that the mom is not great to him. Like there's a lot of moments where he feels this desire to have a better connection with his mom or to do things in a way that's like, I want you to see and recognize that this is who I am in a and
Mhm.
don't make me feel bad about it, and she does not do that. So I'm interested to see how I'm so sorry, you guys. I'm interested to see how that relationship evolves and revolves around the show. But just in this, I I I can tell that this is about his narcissistic moments of like, oh, okay, this is who I am and this is what I feel. And that's just what it is. I'm not changing for anybody in a way, but maybe I can change. I can probably change. And it's like,
Well, I think the point is, it feels more so that he feels bad how he looks
yeah,
versus the hurt that he
yeah,
done,
I can
and
see
I
that.
think that's just what I get
I can
from
see that.
him, and how it's going to play back. At the end of the day, the
Yeah.
camera's rolling. Let's be
Well,
very clear. He's not.
I don't even think he cares that much that he looks bad. I think he cares more that he still has that connection to those people, you know?
Yeah, he has, but I don't think he feels. I think he feels bad because he looks bad
To
or whatever.
them, not to us.
Yeah,
I
to
don't think he
them.
cares that
Yeah,
much about yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, gotcha.
and I feel like that. Um,
Because if he cared how he presented to us, he would not have released this show. He would have told them, let's scrap it and do something different because this is not going to look good for me. I don't look like a good person. And it's like you could tell
well,
that in
no,
his
that could
comedy
have been. That
specials.
could have been. That could have been. I feel like he needed to scrap the show. But I think the point is his reaction and the point of knowing that he. And I'm not saying you got to cry, but really sitting there
Right.
because it's been happening. It's like one thing after the other, and one thing after the other, and it's like
Yeah, and it's a lot.
you have this. This is just his personality
Yeah.
at the end of the day, and it's just like he doesn't care.
Yeah.
Like it's just I think it's to me it's all a full game of his personality. I just think it's how he's looking towards them or whatever, it's how they feeling
Hmm.
about him or whatever it may be. So it's not even about them. He's not even apologizing to them sincerely to me. And the point is just about how he's looking in their eyes or whatever. Because like I said, he needs these people. That's why
Yeah.
he got them around
Yeah, that's what I'm
at
saying.
the end
I
of the
feel
day.
like it's does no, I wasn't saying that he cares enough that he would have done that. I was saying that I can tell that
And
this
he's
is
and
less
I'm sorry,
about
I want to cut
hold
you
on,
off
wait,
for
wait, wait, let
one
me get my
second
point.
because I want to bring back my other point too. He
Okay.
does care about how he looks on the show because
I don't
again,
think so.
his people. No, reason why I say that because the friends and the people that this is happening with, they gotta watch it,
Right.
and he's still gonna want to have those connections as well. So he
I
is going to
I
care about
I
that point
feel
too.
like when you get to episode 3 you realize he does not care that much how he looks on the show because he I think he cares more about being being raw and real and being like terrible and toxic. He doesn't care about all of that. And the reason why I say that is because throughout the show you notice that he doesn't really
Well,
he
yeah, but
the
now
reason why
you
I'm
know
saying that is
more.
because if he was going to make sure the show shows him in a positive light, we would not have seen this show.
No,
That's why
I'm
I'm
not
saying
saying
hold
I'm not.
on, wait,
First of all,
let
I'm
me
not saying he
hold on,
shows
let
his
me finish my
positive
point.
light.
Can I finish my point? Please. I That's what I'm saying. I just feel like I don't feel like he cares that much about how we perceive him, even his friends. I don't even think he cares that much how they perceive him either because in the show there's a lot of things that he does and says that you're kind of like if I were to do that to my friend, I don't think they would want to be my friend. Like one of his friends, he invites her to his house to stay, right? And he after a while kind of changes and he kind of goes, "Oh, I actually don't like having a roommate." He doesn't tell her this, right? None of what he's saying, none of what I'm telling you, he's told to her. She does not know that he felt this way. And so he kind of goes to his boyfriend. He's like, I don't really care for roommates. I don't really want a roommate. And then he starts wanting to kick her out. Now, mind you, I will say do get I do get some of the points because it's like he's used to a clean house, and she's just like, sometimes I just don't feel like cleaning. It just is where it is, and it's gonna stay where it's gonna stay, and I'll figure it out later. And it's like, you're just leaving food around the house. I don't want that, you know? So
Mhm.
I feel like so in that moment, he has that moment and he goes, "Okay, it's her birthday. What am I gonna do?" And he gets her an apartment and he's like, let me surprise her with an apartment and she'll love that. And he's like, he's talking to his boyfriend and he's like, I I made it seem like a good surprise. So I put a blindfold on her so she could think that it's a surprise and not me trying to kick her out the house because I'm tired of her at the house. And she's happy about it. She's like, "Oh, this looks so nice. I'm happy about it." Yada yada yada. She's excited. And then he talks to his boyfriend later, and he's like, "I feel bad because, well, I got her that apartment right, but I only paid for it for about a month. So I guess she's gonna have to figure something out." And it's like, you're doing this, right? You're talking to your audience you're doing a comedy special and you tell your audience, "Hey, man, when is it time to tell a person that maybe they should let their dream go? Because I have a friend, they're trying to be an actor and all that. And I mean, like, let's just be honest. We got to be real with ourselves. Like I'm just saying the math, I'm not a mathematician or nothing like that, but the math's not adding up." And then he's like, when you tell a friend, "Oh, maybe you should just be a teacher or something. Maybe you should just go for this other job." And it's like, again, mind you, as I just said, he does not tell her any of what I'm telling you. So either he told her in post, like he called her and was like, "Hey, there's some things that I say about you. I want you to know ahead of time," or she's just as surprised as we are. And he scorches those relationships, you know? That's why I'm saying I
Mhm.
don't think he cares that much how the perception of anything because he's more about the train wreck of this whole situation. He doesn't mind being the train wreck. He doesn't mind being the terrible person in the situation. He doesn't care that much. I think he cares because of the access to those people because he needs them and he wants love, he wants affection, he wants a community, he wants these things, but he doesn't care how he may damage those communities. You know? That's why I'm saying what I was
Mhm.
saying. But I got what you were saying, but I'm like, yeah, I think he doesn't care. I do think he just cares enough to access these people. But
I think
um
we're saying the same thing. I just
in a
said
way,
just for
yeah.
keep. I said again to keep the connection
Mhm.
and that, and I said he cares
Yeah.
again of how they feel about him, so he can keep the connection.
Yeah. I can agree with that.
So that's what I'm saying.
Oh girl.
Yeah.
No, you didn't. And see, this relationship finna be scorched. Let's talk about that.
You've been watching him that long. I already knew he's
Okay,
gonna pick up
girl.
some bad habits
Oh
from him.
girl. Your wig is a bad
I'm quite
habit. Let's
used
talk
to
about
it.
that. Your wig is a bad
No, it's a
habit.
good habit.
No.
It's a habit if you're trying to get the secret
But
on. You're trying to get the secret on.
anyways. But yeah, so
Yeah, yeah, it is anyways. It's anyways,
anyways,
girl.
girl, let's talk about that. Let's get into that. But the show is interesting. I will say that it's a lot at the same time. It's very much a lot.
Girl,
And
he
some
put a
of it
white man's feet
was
in his mouth on camera.
yeah, I couldn't do
I'm
that. I'm so
sorry.
sorry. And that was like the first episode. I was like, "Ooh, that is something that I did not need to see." Um
Mm.
I
While he was cheating, this is before he talked to his boyfriend about having
Yes.
an open
It was like
relationship.
he showed that part, right? It was like a whole bunch of that, him meeting guys and this and that. And then you see a scene and he's like, "My boyfriend is here." And I'm like, "What? Boyfriend? You did all boyfriend?" Oh, I
Mm.
guess girl. But okay, you guys. So, any final words before we're done?
Good luck if you guys want to watch the show. To
Yeah.
be honest,
Hopefully you got the
like I
review.
said,
No, I'm not saying you. I'm saying hopefully I got what we were doing. We were kind of just doing a little quick review. It's a lot. It's very much a lot. It can be entertaining if you really go out for it and you want something that kind of feels toxic. It feels toxic. It feels like a train wreck. It feels like,
And tough people are into that. So
yeah.
I feel like if
And you can be into, I could see that. I can be into something of that nature, but sometimes ooh. But yeah. Oh girl, we have less than a couple seconds. I'm a lord.
all right, and I'm tired. All right, you
And
guys.
this
Bye.
was